So Karen, after 3 years in the project, if I encourage you to think back, what was it that made your school, really, your team here has really moved on and been tremendously successful in the BCT project? What was it that, what were the factors that really allowed that to happen?
I think the key thing being the people. We have an incredible network of teachers here. We have 6 teachers who are part of the project now in the 3rd year. We support each other. We help each other out when things are difficult. And one of the strengths of our network is that we have different abilities. We have people who are experts in working with technology, and then we have people who are just starting, and we support each other in that way. And then we also have people who are very good at implementing the technology in their classroom, and they help, excuse me, the other people in that, in that way too.
How important has your group been? You know, you have 6 teachers here that are involved in the BCT project. How important has the group been to you, that whole feeling of collaboration?
Well, exactly. I think that collaboration is the key. I think that without my colleagues, I don't think this project could have went on. Because it's nice to collaborate with teachers from a different school, different province, but the little core group is what makes it work. So even if your team is another person, well, make sure that person's reliable as someone you can trust and someone you feel you can share. And I think in this, well, Karen and Deborah and everybody else on the team, they were amazing at just holding my hand when I needed to, but also letting go when I was ready. And always Karen's famous sentence, it's easy, I'll show you, it's easy, but no, trying to demystify the whole concept of, because when I know what it's like to sit in a room and feel that everybody else is talking a different language, and you're just looking at that door, and boy, if you didn't get a ride with someone, you'd be out there, right? You'd be in your car driving fast home, and I know that feeling. So the support of the group saying, it's okay, we don't get everything either, and don't worry, we'll teach you, that helped a lot.
Has the blog and the whole ICT supported environment that you're in now with this group of people and with the BCT project and further outside the project, has that had a big effect on your teaching as a teacher? Do you think you are more reflective about your teacher? Are you more creative in your teaching? What do you think? Has an effect?
Well, it certainly has had an effect. I just feel like I'm not so isolated. You know, it's not just the school that I'm in communication with. There's a whole learning network out there of teachers around the world. What's really fascinating to me is being in touch with teachers in Australia and seeing, I can see what they're doing in their classroom. It's very similar to what we're doing.
So instead of our little Quebec community of practice, the BCT project, you have really a worldwide network, and that's the potential of it. And that's incredible. And so what you're saying to me is it really has been really excellent.
It's been very worthwhile to me.
How important was it to be part of that network, the BCT network? Do you think could you do it alone without having our face-to-face and having the support that we've received in building this community of practice?
I think you could do it alone, but it wouldn't be as rich. And it wouldn't be the same type of, I think, evolvement of the project. Because all along, what's been good is that it hasn't been a static project. It has evolved according to what the teacher's needs are. And the BCT face-to-face meetings, they evolved because of what the feedback was from the teacher. I think that that's critical. Critical. You know.
What we found is actually that we're beginning to share more, especially our Cycle 3 team, because some of them have been with us for a few years. Well, what's your sense? Does it take a few years for people to get really to feel a sense of ownership and really participate, or how do you get over that?
I think the success of our teachers and of our school was that we persevered, and there were, you know, as with any project, there were always bumps in the road, and it was having a strong enough team that when one person was feeling maybe not so confident or not so happy or not so this is too much or I'm not sure if I want to be part of this, then there was somebody there to say, it's okay. What do you need? How can I help? No, we'll keep going. We'll call the BCT people and we'll tell them our concerns. And the important thing is that your team at the BCT, they listened. You listened and you made the changes and you supported the teachers also.
Yeah, I think the move to having the 3 cycle team leaders has
Yeah.
been great, and the idea of having the
Yeah.
teachers, like Karen, have one day where they're working on the project
Yeah.
rather than in their classroom, and
Yeah.
yet they have that rich opportunity that their classroom provides to try things.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see where this goes. I think it's got huge potential to continue to evolve and to grow.
In terms of your school's involvement, what do you think were the 2 or 3 key factors that really made it work well?
I think the fact that we have an amazing network of teachers at our school who respect each other, who communicate very well. Our administration was extremely supportive in giving us time to meet together through a variety of, using common spares and making sure we don't all have recess duty on a specific day. Providing us with the tools. When we first started this project 3 years ago, our administration gave us each 2 laptops per classroom, and it was an investment that they decided to make, but it has paid off. And one of the things that we do as teachers is, let's say we're doing a project and we need some more computers, well then we share them, and that's why we went with laptops. The other thing is that we all have an incredible desire to learn and to share this knowledge with other teachers. You know, that whole idea of building professional learning opportunities is really important in our school and amongst our staff.
Has that changed? Was that always there, or has your involvement in the project enhanced that, or what would you say?
I think it has been there to a certain extent, but I think through this project, realizing the importance of collaboration, of using each other's skills, I think it has been absolutely enhanced. And I don't think it's something that we were necessarily as aware of, that importance of sharing ideas with each other.
Excellent. Thinking about how you progressed, what advice would you give to a young teacher who is interested, or an older teacher who is interested in beginning to learn about how
Well,
ICT
I
supports?
definitely say that I think it's our duty to prepare our students for the 21st century. So I would say, first of all, learn as you need. So don't worry when you hear words like wiki and blog, because the first time I heard those words, I wanted to cry and run out of the room too. Ask when you don't understand something. We are teachers, but we're also students, here to learn. So my advice for you would be number 1, to ask. Not be afraid to ask. Number 2, learn as you need. So it's all nice, smart boards and voice threads and all these terms, but if you're not going to use them in your classroom now, wait. The time will come. I remember a time that we had a workshop on communities at our school, and my colleague Karen and I said, okay, Veho, you can go now. You don't need this. You're not ready to learn that. And that was amazing. So the support of a group, be surrounded by people, at least one person that you can lean on and say, listen, I don't know. And if they say I don't know, well, let's learn together, or let's call somebody else and find out. So that's my advice, and to join and to stick with it. I think starting something like this is very scary, but it's one step at a time, not to give up.